All right, so the first thing you want to do when you're making your hamburger steak is go ahead and season it. So this is 2 pounds of lean ground beef. I'm going to season it with a half teaspoon of red cayenne pepper and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. This is the brands that I use. Then I'm going to season it with a half a tablespoon of Lawry seasoning salt. Everybody for the most part knows what Lawry seasoning salt is. Then I'm going to season it with a half a teaspoon of garlic salt. Lawry's, of course. Then we're going to season it with a full tablespoon of, I don't know how to say this, but this one. All right. And then I'm going to come with the half a tablespoon of garlic powder. Then we're going to mix. We're going to get it all in there and mix together. All right, guys, so after you season your beef, and you're gonna go ahead and roll and form your patties. Now, some people, they like to put breadcrumbs and egg inside the mixture. I personally don't. Remember the name of the channel, Cooking A Way, not B Way. And these are the patties that I'll form without egg or any type of breading in them. I'll have them seasoned up, and then I'm gonna come over and I'm going to place them in the pan so we can cook them up. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and oil your pan. This is my oil of choice, Wesson canola oil. Go ahead and put just a little bit of oil in there because, of course, beef makes its own fat. I'm going to go ahead and let that form around in the pot. And go ahead and place the patties down. Like always, remember not to overfry the pan. And you're gonna let these brown on each side for about 5 to 7 minutes. Alright guys, so I have my pan up just a little bit high. So instead of 5 to 7 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and you can flip it at about 3 to 5 using a cast iron skillet. Once you flip them, see the nice crust that it has on them. You cook 5, you wanna go ahead and flatten it down just a little bit. Let that continue to cook. Alright, so now guys, I'm going to go ahead and start preparing the mashed potatoes. These are yellow potatoes that I'm actually using. I'm going to go ahead and place them inside of the water. You can really make as much as you want. I'm just going to put enough for about 6 people inside of the water. The amount of water you should have should be just enough to cover the potatoes. And so once I have all the potatoes down in the water, as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of salt. And 2 tablespoons of butter. And I'm gonna let that boil and cook for about 2 minutes. Alright guys, so I went ahead and removed the done hamburger steak. Now I'm going to go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of butter. And you want to make sure you keep the rendering from the grease rendering from the beef patty. I'm going to go ahead and get this a quick stir. So what I'm about to make right now is the mushroom gravy. Shout out to one of my friends, you know who you are. He said if you don't know how to make gravy, this is your opportunity to learn how to make gravy. So what I did is I added 3 tablespoons of butter, like I just said. I'm going to go ahead and add 3 to 4 tablespoons of flour. This is actually 4 tablespoons of flour right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the mixture. And you want to be careful when you add in the flour because you don't want your gravy to become too thick. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to give it a good whisk. I'm going to go ahead and add half an onion. go ahead and add a tablespoon and a half more of butter. And some people, you actually can, I would actually recommend to saute the onions and mushrooms before you put the flour in there. I'm gonna let those saute, and then I'll add some water, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in a moment. Alright guys, so I have 4 cups of water. I'm not gonna add the whole 4 cups of water right now. You wanna add it in gradually to see if it's the gravy turns to the consistency that you want. I'm just going ahead and add it in. And like I said, I added it in gradually. I'm gonna give it a quick whisk. Alright guys, while this is thickening, I'm gonna go ahead and add a tablespoon of garlic. Give it a quick whisk. I'm gonna add about a cup more of water. And let that continue to thicken. And again, remember to add this gradually so you don't make the gravy too watery or too thick. Alright guys, so the same seasoning that I used to make the beef patties, the hamburger steak earlier, is the same seasoning I'm going to put inside the gravy. And again, you want to gradually add this and salt it to taste. And for this, I used a half a tablespoon of each of the seasons that were in the video earlier. As y'all can see, I added a half a tablespoon of each of the seasonings that were shown in the video earlier. Again, I want to stress to make sure that you gradually add the salt, gradually add water so you get the textures that you like and also the seasoning that you like in your gravy. And it's starting to thicken up now. I'm going to add the meat shortly. Alright, so what I did now is I added the hamburger steak back into the gravy. I'm going to go ahead and cover it with some of the mushrooms, cover some of the gravy. Get that nice soaked in there. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it and let this simmer for about 20 minutes to really let the flavor of the meat come to the gravy. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and get the okra ready to be fried. So the first thing I'm going to put in there is some salt. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt inside of 2 cups of buttermilk. I'm gonna go ahead and add some garlic salt. Some black pepper. And just a little bit of red pepper. I'm also gonna take the salt. I'm gonna do a little pinch to the okra. Garlic salt, red pepper. I'm gonna repeat that again. This is 1/4 cup of cornmeal and 1/4 cup flour. Salt, garlic salt. Black pepper and red pepper. Give that a quick whisk. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get the okra ready to be battered. I'm gonna grab my okra. I'm gonna put it down in the buttermilk. Actually save over the time. I'm gonna go ahead and dump all of it down in the buttermilk. Make sure that it's all coated in the buttermilk. That's seasoned with the garlic salt, black pepper, and red pepper. Go ahead and take that out. Alright, now I'm mixing the okra down in the batter. Alright, so now go ahead and drop your okra down in the grease. You're gonna fry until it's golden brown. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and strain my potatoes. Alright, so now you wanna go ahead and gradually add in about a cup of milk. And then start giving it a nice stir to mash your potatoes. I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons of butter. Give it a stir once again. Smoked Gouda cheese. Add that in and give it another stir. See how that's turning creamy. Smoked Gouda cheese. And at this point in time, you always want to taste your food. I can't stress it enough. You're going to taste it to make sure that you like it. Alright guys, so after about 20 to 30 minutes, this is what your gravy should look like. This should be the consistency of it. But you can keep cooking it as long as you want. Add water, whatever you need to do to get it to your liking. Now that's cooking with Rico. A way, not the way, but I promise you it's bomb. Check me out. Alright guys, so today I made hamburger steak with mushroom and onion gravy. I made homemade mashed potatoes with smoked Gouda cheese with the gravy on top and some fried okra. Let's give it a taste. Smack. It's good. Make sure you like my channel, subscribe, comment, and share.